I guess this will be part two. I got cut off right in the middle there. Not the. I didn't want to leave it on that bad note. I'm not talking about the society that we've created as far as buildings and components. I'm talking about when someone does a good deed and they're recognized for it, let's say. Some people can do things anonymously, and they do it from the goodness of their heart. But if you want more people to do things, good things, a lot of people want recognition. And so we can sit all day and say, well, pride is bad and we don't need recognition. Well, without recognition, you can bring yourself, in extreme non-recognition, you can bring yourself to a socialist state or a communist type relationship, because then you're saying that the doctors aren't considered doctors. You know, have you ever considered yourself, why do doctors have a title of doctor? How come nobody else gets that? How come I don't get CP? How come I can't be Carpenter Josh? You know, and sure, people say, oh, you can be whatever you want. It's just a label. But it's a label that society has deemed worthy. Doctors have a certain degree of authority on a subject, therefore they have a prefix before their name, something that says, hey, I am different than you. Okay? I'm not going to say that doctors think they're better. I'm sure a lot of them do. But I'm different. I am in a different class than you. And without that recognition of doctors, it would be more of a socialist type atmosphere. And this is what people are afraid of. See, people say that people shouldn't have these titles and be proud, but at the same time, they don't want socialism. They don't want it to where a person spends all this time in their life to try to be something important, and then they don't get any recognition for it. It's a tough subject. It's not something that's easily put to words. It's one of those things where, yeah, pride is a problem in many cases, and it's led many people to do many horrendous things. But at the same time, it's one of those aspects, just like happiness, that we have to embrace to an extent. It's like we say, okay, I like it when I make something, like a nice box, a nice wooden box or a chair, and people say, damn, that's beautiful craftsmanship. I say, thanks, it's okay. But it feels good inside, and everybody knows that. That's just how it is. We're humans. We like recognition. So, likewise, let's take a different emotion, like, rather than pride, if you want to consider that, it's not really, I guess it wouldn't be an emotion, it would be more of a state of mind, or, anyway, we also have things like, like jealousy. Without jealousy, if you hadn't experienced jealousy, how could you experience the guilt from being jealous? And then you start thinking things over in your mind. Why was I jealous? And then you learn from that jealousy. See, that emotion, even if you don't act on it, jealousy has caused many people to do horrendous things too. But at the same time, it's caused people to step back and say, whoa, wait a minute, I'm coveting thy neighbor's goods, wife, whatever. Being jealous of someone, and we see why it's bad. It's bad because others are entitled to their own stuff. And that kind of comes down to a materialist sense too. So, we also have other emotions like anger. Anger is one where I've had people say, I've never seen anger be useful. I say, well, have you ever seen someone beating up someone you love? Anger calls upon this deeper, this really primal thing we have, this thing called adrenaline. It's, adrenaline is just one of many chemicals that that are just this amazing gift to just boost our energy, give us this unhuman-like strength that shows what the body's really capable of if we give it that extra nitrous boost. And in moments of panic, we call upon that to help others we love. But the anger sometimes gets in the way of a civilized conversation, because it also clouds judgment, it clouds speech faculties, it clouds your ability to think rationally in a discussion. That's why I choose not to use anger. But anger, when it's been used against harsh dictatorships or oppressive governments, well, sometimes it's useful. So, I guess all I wanted to say was that I wanted to cover all the different emotions and to get people, hopefully, people agree to an extent that all the emotions should be embraced, and we got to stop this stupid utopia idea that the world's going to be this perfect place where there's eternal happiness. I've heard kids say that they wouldn't want to be happy all the time. They say, I heard some like 12-year-old kids say, why would I want to be happy all the time? Then I wouldn't even know, if I didn't know sadness, eventually happiness would get boring. I'd get tired of it. Kids are smarter than adults, and I don't understand why we can't get past the idea that things have to be a certain way. So, you can break it down into so many one-liners, like, go with the flow, or one day at a time, or it is what it is, or so it is, or let it be. All the different things to say, alright, things are a certain way, have to embrace what it is. And stop fighting against things that we don't even understand. And I'm among those. I'm just one of the ignorant people trying to find my way through the maze. Getting further along, but always still in a maze. It's a lifelong maze. We're all in it. It's fun. Every day is a new hedgerow.